Welcome back to the craft room, everyone. Today I decided to share some of my old December dailies with you, and these are my two favorite. They contain pictures of my husband's parents who have just passed. So they're pretty special to me, and I was going through them and I thought there were some ideas that possibly I could share and you could add to your collection this year. So let me roll that intro and I'll be right back with you, and we'll start with one of my books and then go on to the other. Okay, let's get started. First of all, I wanted to mention, I know quite a few people like to put things on the outside of their albums and decorate them. I've chosen not to, just because I like to be able to slide them in and out of my all my other albums freely and not knock anything off, and to get the most use out of my cabinets, because I'm running low on my shelf space. So that's why I've chosen not to do it. And then most of my albums in my collection are black again, just a thing I do for decor reasons. And you'll notice the next book I'm going to show you is a black and white stripe. It was on the intro too. That is a very rare occasion that I would do a print. It's almost always black. So just personal preference. So this is going back to 2001, and most of my items, like the ephemera, have come from Ali Edwards, and some are from my stash, and I'll try and explain if it's anything different than Ali Edwards as we go through. I'll let you know. So I've got an acetate piece here, and then what I did here is I took a piece of acetate and I've cut this myself and attached a felt star and another felt star. And Ali has been a big believer in the reason why. So my reason here was because of COVID. Things happen quickly, and as my in-laws were getting a little bit older, it was very important for me to record this year, and boy, am I glad I did. Then at this point in time, my husband's girls had participated in the Macy's Day Parade. And we're all from California. I now live in Washington, but that's a big deal. Their mom works at Macy's, and that's how they're able to participate in this parade. So this was the balloon they carried that year. And just some fun facts about how you can participate, all that kind of stuff. And then I put in another part of the balloon here. And then as they went around town, we got some pictures of them and they sent them to me. So I did a little waterfall here on my own, just using some paper here, and put some little tabs here. So that was on the day after Thanksgiving, obviously. Then here I've got a bunch of glitter, made this up myself. This actually had popped open, this pocket I have here. So I've gone back in with my mini stapler and I've done that. I've used some glitter, foam letters, excuse me. This I made and went down and got a button from the, I think it was Michael's, one of those that you would use on like a belt or something, and I used it here on Santa's belt. These are tags from Home Goods, and I just thought they were so cute. So what I've done here is I put pictures of my husband and myself, and then I kind of interviewed my husband as to what he'd like to do during the holiday season and what I wanted to do. And then as the season was over, I crossed off the things we were able to do that year. We did pretty good. So I really like how those have turned out. So there's that. Then, excuse me, did forget a page. That year we were actually living in our RV, which hopefully you can see over here. This is my in-laws' property that they had owned, and we were waiting for our house to be ready in Arizona. So we were there for a couple months living off of our RV, and it was really nice at that point in time to be near my in-laws. Just very, very special people. Then that year, once we got oh, excuse me, I forgot where we had these taken. I should read through here. But we decided to have some professional pictures taken that year. Just again, as time goes by, with both my husband and I having some health issues, it's just really important. So make sure you take those pictures. So I did a little story and journaling here about it. And I've got some vellum over here. And I love to do full page photos. So that's what I've done here. I had to stop this video for just a minute. We had a call coming in. So let's get back into this again. Here we decided to go out and purchase just a little live Christmas tree for my in-laws for their house. So here we are, my husband's picking it up, and again, a full page photo. And you'll notice I've just glued these together back to back. And I love to use Canon paper, and I think you get a really good piece of photography with their paper. The clarity is pretty good. Actually, it's excellent. So here is a pocket page. I don't use those too often in these books, but here it was just appropriate. I put some ephemera down in here, took a picture of the Christmas tree lot we were at. And here I've done the journaling about why we did this little Christmas tree. And then I came back and I made copies of pictures of all the family members that love my in-laws. And I just kind of added them to the tree. So that's what that is. And I've put a banner up in here. And I wish I could tell you where that came from. I think, again, it was Allie Edwards. And so I've put them on this piece of yarn and stapled them on there. This was my husband's son and his wife invited us over for breakfast one morning. So we did that with the other kids. He has 4 kids, so that's what we were doing. And here we decided to have a little competition, a fun competition with my in-laws for decorating some gingerbread houses. And we had got them at, my goodness, I can't remember the name of the store, but that doesn't matter. So what we did is we decorated them, and oh my gosh, we had so much fun and laughed so much. I'll never forget it. And here I just took the picture and took out the background and then did some text on here and printed this out. And I like that it has a lot of white to break up all this other pattern. And you've got to laugh at the gingerbread house. Here, my husband and we had picked up some, God, what was it? Ginger beer awful beer. Ginger beer. He didn't like it. And here are my precious in-laws who I just love. And that was their gingerbread house. And I just did a lot of ephemera over here and another pocket page with pictures. Now, because of the move and everything that was going on with my husband and I, we hadn't celebrated our anniversary back in October. So we decided to go out and celebrate at one of our favorite restaurants in San Diego. And here I have just printed out a little wedding cake with some holly on it on my computer. Then I cut a circle and just punched some holes and put this in my book. Then I put here what we had ordered for dinner and the story as to why we were celebrating in December as opposed to October. And one of the things on our list that I had shown to you earlier in the video about, the things we wanted to do in December was to meet up with some friends. And we did do that, and it was great visiting with them. And if I have a page where I just needed to put something on the back, for instance, I did something simple again to rest your eye. So some ephemera, I have some cardstock here, and I just as a nice rest for your eyes. Here we decided to have a puzzle out at my in-laws so we could go do it whenever we wanted to. So just a setup of the pictures there. I do have something covering up this photo because my mother-in-law was in her PJs. And a little insert here I did for just, again, something to demonstrate what we were doing. And here we went to the racetrack where they had some lights, a light display for Christmas, and you drive through it, which was really fun and great for my in-laws. So we took them out and went for a drive through the lights. and I've used my glitter paper, and I wanted to do a bigger picture than just one page. So with my format on my printer, I can use 12-inch wide paper, and I can actually go up to 13 by 16 paper. So that is why I was able to continue this onto the other page, and I really do like that effect. Then I think it was the same night, going off of memory, that I think every town has this, where there's one particular street that goes all out and decorates. So we did a drive-by there, and I did, again, a waterfall of pictures here. I think we drove through at this point. Then another night, we were in our RV in our slippers and our fireplace on, watching a Christmas movie. So it was pretty perfect. It was nice and cozy, as it says here in my ephemera. And this particular year, because we had moved, we sent out Christmas cards that said where we were living. And here's a picture, a full-page picture of our Christmas card, and just me with a stack of getting things ready to go out. Here is the actual Christmas letter. I've made a pocket over here, and in here is the actual Christmas card that we sent out. So here you have a picture, and here you have the real thing. And again, because it lists the history of what happened that year, then we can look back on it, and it kind of listed each of our 6 kids and what they're up to, but nothing into too much detail, but just a synopsis of what was happening with us that year. And here we had a baby shower for my husband's son and his wife. And this is a copy of them and their baby shower announcement. Here I had taken I think it was from Cricket. I got this baby rattle, and I did some journaling on this in the top of the rattle, and then I just hand cut this out and did the same thing on the opposite side. Just obviously glued 2 pieces together. Then I used the same paper, and her theme was dinosaurs. So, and her name, this was her name. So I went through and took pictures from the shower and put notes on the back of these about who they were, that kind of thing. So although this isn't Christmas, this is something that happened during that month. And I'm trying to put everything in for that whole month, basically, into this book. And here are all my husband's children, plus a few other people. And going over here, this was fun. One of our things I wanted to do that year is to visit Santa Claus. And obviously we're right at the tail end of the COVID thing, that lovely COVID thing. So I had asked him if it was okay if we kind of fake this, because he had his mask on, and both my husband and I are vaccinated. So we went ahead and did that. I just had fun with all of these things. And this was several years before my husband had a visit with Santa Claus, and he came by to say hi to the grandkids. So that's what that was. Again, just a resting place in here. This, we went to go visit my husband's uncle. He was not doing well, and shortly after this passed. But I wrote a little story about it here. My husband and I enjoy baking and cooking, so this particular time we went to Sur La Table, and we're in a cooking class, some of the things we made, and then if I'm not mistaken, in here I put some of the recipes. Yeah, when you have a cooking class with them, they print out the recipes for you. So we did that. This page is very, 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 very special. Can I say very again? I need to go ahead and glue this on. My mother-in-law was a phenomenal writer. Phenomenal. Impressive. She pretty much passed, this month would have been her 90th birthday. And because she was such a phenomenal writer, I kind of gave her a suggestion of a story if she could write for me, and she did. And I've printed out the whole story here that she wrote. And then one day I thought, I want to ask her to sit down and read the poem or letter, the story, I should say, to us. She was so sweet. Oh my gosh. She got dressed up, put her pearls on, and was just as beautiful as ever, and read this story to us. And I recorded it. And I tell the story about that here. And I did this code here, this QR code. And I put it on a private video on YouTube. And I can go back now and listen to this story anytime and hear her voice and read about this, you know, listen to her tell this story. Absolutely priceless. So I would encourage you to get your video out on your phone and do something, especially with people who are getting up there in their lives, and get some recordings, because there's nothing like hearing their voice after they're no longer with us. So QR codes are very easy to make. You can make those in Canva very, very easily. Here I have just another little ephemera. Then on Christmas Eve, we drove to my daughter and son-in-law's house, and we were going to be there for a day or two with them celebrating. So this is how my daughter had beautifully decorated her home. And just some notes about how I'm thankful and what I'm thankful for I put in here. These were little pockets, again, that were part of the December daily package from Allie Edwards. Here was a paper piecing that I had done. I know there was a pattern to go with this, but I no longer have it. So I thought this was just fun. I think there was a class online that I followed and did this. And it was just, again, fun to do. Here we had a patch that said 25. I put this on a black cardstock background and on some vellum. And then I put this on the reverse side. Here's my husband and I on Christmas morning. No makeup on, no hair done. Anyways, it was a good Christmas morning. And actually this piece in the back here that I've lined this with, this is glitter. This is just some cardstock, the plaid here, and then I have a piece of felt. And I love using felt in my books. Just a little bit of a different texture. My sweet, sweet daughter made homemade cinnamon rolls on Christmas morning. Some pictures on Christmas morning. And later on, a bunch of friends and family came over to their home, and we all did some puzzles. My son-in-law's brothers are very into music. Everyone's kind of sitting here chilling out after Christmas. And these pockets, I believe Allie Edwards still has, and I like them for doing a little bit of story in between. And not every Christmas is perfect. There's always things that people seem to be going through. So I wanted to remember the positives here. So when I read back on this, I can think about that. So here I talk about COVID. Here we had some truck issues. And we're dealing with some cancer in the family. So those I just kind of put back here. Just a reminder that things aren't always perfect, but we can deal with the positive too. Then I thought this was really funny. My husband captured this picture one night. And since we were living in the RV, I took all of my, well, not all, that would have been crazy. I took my crafting supplies, a majority of them that I knew I wanted to do December daily with, and I put them in the RV with me. So what cracks me up about this picture is you see my prescription sitting here next to my camera, if there's a story in there, right? And here I have my large format printer. I mean, I had a lot of stuff there in the RV to do crafting with, and I'm very glad I brought it. Then these are some pictures of people in our lives that we couldn't be with on Christmas morning, so I asked them to send a picture, and we put that in the book. Then this was on one of the last days, December 29th, with my mother-in-law. It's her birthday. So her two sons and the two wives and my father-in-law, we all went out to a very nice dinner to celebrate her 87th that year. So that's that book. Let me flip through this one and put that away. This is a book that I got from Felicity Jane when they were in business. They're no longer in business, but I've enjoyed having her books. So this one starts out with a piece of acetate again, and I like to do that just to protect the front page because sometimes they can get pretty banged up. And here I did, hopefully you can see this, I did like a spinner in the front. So that was fun. And this is just some like fishing line I've used here, and I've kind of put two pieces of paper and glued them together. There's more to it than just that, but that's the simplified version. Then here, I can't remember what I did in this pocket. Let me see. My reason why is here. Oh, and that's a picture of me on one of my first Christmases and a picture of my husband on a first Christmas. So those I've put in here. I'm going to put that there for right now. So I listed our family here, and then I've put the appropriate numbers over here, and I did just a little bit of like that year, how old they were, and just maybe one sentence or two about what was going on in their lives that year. Together, my husband and I have 6 children. And then here, I love, love, love this one. I took our bucket list, I printed out a red bucket on Canva, got rid of the background, printed it out and cut it, and then put it on this black cardstock. Goodness. And then I did these tags, and I put our Christmas list of things we wanted to do on these little tags. And each time we did something, I would cross it off, and I just put it in this little bucket. So, anyways, that was fun. And my husband there, again, we were in Arizona at this point, living there, and he and I made some gingerbread houses together, just the two of us. He's such a goofball, I love him. Here, I printed out a copy of the roof and glued that on there. Anyways, here is another pocket I made and some vellum. And I went through the house and took pictures of some of my decor that I had put out, just so I could remember. And I like to look back on these later in years, so I can remember where I put that particular decor. And let's see. And I have my Christmas slippers on there. And I was down decorating the tree and I was exhausted. That's what that picture is. Kind of embarrassing, but that's what it was. And this is actually a double pocket here made with vellum. And here was our completed tree for that year. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think I'd done anything in here. Nope. So a piece of vellum, and I took one of these. They're like a picture thing, and you're supposed to put a picture or whatever there in that year, and I haven't done anything. So I attached it to the vellum and then did some decor on the other side. Here was a vellum that came from Allie Edwards. All of these were from Allie. And I just did a piece of glitter on the other side. I thought it was pretty to look through and see this piece of glitter cardstock. Here was how we decorated our house that year. Took a couple pictures. I took a picture outside looking into our window at our tree and of our front door. And here I have a tab. And here are some more decors from our front porch. And I did a story of us decorating that year. And here's some more decors. My husband has a big thing about blow-ups, so those are his. Here's our front porch. Here he is decorating. Then I have children, or I have my son living in Washington, and they had snow that particular year. So he was calling me on his phone there from his hike in the snow, and I had him turn around his phone and take this picture for me. And just love talking to him. And there's a granddaughter and a couple pocket pages. Here's my slippers again. Here I did, let me see if I can take this out. Just had fun doing a shaker page. So I have some glitter in there, some sequins. And here I am decorating the tree. And here's my husband helping. In that particular year, he was in a wheelchair. So again, not anything to celebrate, but it is a remembrance of what was going on in our life at that point. For some reason, I think I'm missing something there. These are our ornaments, our favorite ornaments, and here I have a story of each of the ornaments. So I've numbered them, and so we can look down. So what each of the ornaments mean to us, a little story about them, and here they are pictured. And I just put them down on a white piece of paper, shot straight down, and took that shot. Here we are again, just a simple page, and I don't believe there's anything there. No. And here I am recording the gift wraps that I was using that year. I'm big on using matching. Don't make fun of me, okay? I like using matching or coordinating gift wrap each year. So I was taking a picture of that and just a little story about that. And my husband is a puzzle lover, so that year I'd gotten him a puzzle, and he'd finished it, and it was beautiful. And here I tell a story about it. This is a felt piece, and just did some journaling there and stuck it, printed it out there and put it on. Here I think is some of my, these are pictures of Christmases throughout the time that my husband and I were married. I was looking at this to see if there's a story there. There isn't. I need to go back and do some things in this book. I'll take that out for right now. And both he and I with Christmases over the years. So it's fun just to look back, not only on this year, but past Christmases. And this particular year, we both ended up in the hospital the week after Christmas. So here I've taken the hospital bands, make them shaker pockets. Why not? Make them happy, right? And here I've told the story of what happened. So I was in, I think it was me first and him second, if I'm not mistaken. But again, not everything is always perfect, and we're just recording it there and making the best of it. Then we did a drive-through of houses decorated in the neighborhood, and oh my gosh, this neighborhood went all out. So took some shots there. And a full-size picture here of going down the street that was decorated. Another shaker pocket. Here, people were out selling hot chocolate on the streets, the street that we went down, cookies, you name it. They were selling all kind of munchies down the street. And these were just private parties. They weren't organized groups. It was really fun. I wish I could name, what was the name of it? So if anyone wanted to come, it's Christmas on Comstock, C-O-M-S-T-O-C-K. Highly recommend it if you're in Arizona. I think it was right in the Gilbert area. So Christmas morning, and it was just my husband and I this year. And so we had our matching jammies on, got our gifts and took some pictures. And did some little journaling that it was just the two of us. We set up our camera on a timer and took a picture. And then we had some family members come into town for New Year's. And of course, you know, it's, we can go in the pool that time of year in Arizona. And here we are on New Year's Eve, setting off some fireworks, which was news to us. We'd never done that before in California, but it was a big deal in Arizona. So that's what we did there. And here we are with some sparklers. Here are some cards that just meant the world to me. Not everything was saved, but for instance, this one's from my mother-in-law. And I just made a pocket back here for the cards that just meant the world to me. So they're back here in a pocket. So hopefully you've been able to gather some ideas there. Oh, by the way, I should mention, this was the fireworks box, and we just thought it was so unique. So here it is right here, if you can see that. I just took the box and cut it out and hole punched it and put it in here. So if you have any questions about anything, please let me know in the comments below. And hopefully you've subscribed. That would make my day and be my Christmas gift if you look at it that way. Anyways, I hope you subscribe. I hope you'll come along for the ride on my channel. And if you have any questions, list them below. Or if you just want to say hi, that would mean everything to me too. Just say hi down below. And I wish you all the best during this holiday season. And until next time, bye-bye.